Okay, in today's video, I'm gonna go over losing body fat for beginners and everything you need to know. So, first things first, calories reign supreme when it comes to fat loss. I see a lot of people saying they wanna lose body fat. Where do they start? Do they do this, or do that? Calories reign supreme. We need to be burning more calories than we are consuming. Otherwise, you will lose no body fat. That's just not how it works, okay? The next most important thing is we need to be doing this, and it has to be sustainable, okay? We need to be able to stick to the plan that we have. You cannot be in a deficit on Monday and then like maybe a little bit on Wednesday, you go out on Saturday and think. Over the course of a week, 7 days, overall, we need to be in a calorie deficit, okay? Don't forget that. That is the most important part of this video. Should really just cut it off there. So when we're talking about being sustainable, loads of different diets have been popular over the years. We have keto, we have low carb, we have Atkins, we have high protein, we have carnivore, all these different types. All of these different diets can work, but you have to be in a calorie deficit. You can be on keto. If your maintenance calories, whoever you are watching this, let's say your maintenance calories are 2,500. That's what your body needs to function. 2,500. If you eat 2,400, you will slowly drop. If you eat 2,000, you will quickly drop. If you eat 2,600, you will slowly gain, okay? You can be keto, 0 carbohydrates to be seen. Eating 2,600 calories, you will progressively gain body fat. If you eat 3,000, you will even quicker, you will gain body fat, okay? There's no special diet. The best one is the one you'll stick to, okay? Bear this in mind. Again, that same person who holds their body weight at 2,500, if they eat 2,000 calories keto, 2,000 calories balanced, carbohydrates, protein and fats, 2,000 calories carnivore, over the week, they're eating 2,000 calories on all of these plans, they will lose the same amount of body fat. Except maybe the guy on keto or girl on keto, probably a guy, that many calories, is struggling to stick to it. Maybe they're starting to get hungry. Maybe Mr. Carnivore Man is starting to crave some carbohydrates. But we know the guy who's balanced and who's having a bit of protein, having a little bit of carbs, having a little bit of fats, he's probably not gonna be having all of these crazy cravings because he can do a little bit of everything. That's why, in my opinion, going down the balance route is the best way to go for long-term sustainable fat loss. Where do we start our calories? Everybody is different. You watching this, your calories are different to mine. Go onto Google, maintenance calorie calculator, type in your stats. The number you get, we want to sit just below it. Do not start too aggressively, okay? If you have a fair amount of body fat to lose, if this video is called Losing Fat for Beginners, if you're a complete beginner, you might have quite a lot of body fat and no muscle, okay? So you might be in this for the long haul. You're not gonna be super lean in 3 weeks, all right? Find out your maintenance calories and drop even just 10 to 15% below it. Those are the calories you want to start at. You will drop body fat on these calories. We can increase that over time with increasing your steps, increasing your training intensity, increasing the amount of muscle you have. That happens over time, increasing your cardio. All of these can increase that deficit, but do not starve yourself if you want to do this and keep it off long term. Now, that kind of nicely leads me into the muscle thing I was talking about. If you're a beginner, you probably have no muscle as well. It massively helps your cause to have muscle and to build muscle long term in terms of keeping lean and staying lean long term, okay? We want to build as much muscle as possible. So we want to make sure that our protein is consistent, okay? 1 gram per pound of body weight. And if you are massively overweight, 1 gram per pound of goal body weight, okay? Start there. Your carbohydrates and fats, I'd recommend with your fats going between 20 and 30% of your total, and the rest of the calories are gonna come from carbohydrates. That's a nice balanced approach. And over time, as you start to decrease your calories, you'll pull a little bit from carbs, a little bit from fat, but your protein should remain consistent because building muscle is always the goal, okay? In terms of importance, the hierarchy of losing body fat, we have the calorie deficit is number 1. This is the most important. Number 2 is gonna be our weight training, okay? Very, very important. Number 3 is gonna be cardio. and then we're gonna have steps, okay? So everything is important, but without the calorie deficit, there's no body fat being lost. We know that weight training, cardio, and steps can add to that calorie deficit, but again, you could train 6 days a week, run 5 days a week, walk 20,000 steps. If you eat 5,000 calories a day, you'll get so unbelievably fat. That's the most important part of this, okay? I'm trying to make this video as simple as possible. Stay in the deficit, make sure you're consistently training over time on a plan that you can stick to, following a cardio protocol that you can stick to, and doing a decent amount of steps that you can stick to. Don't overcomplicate it.